What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to Cooking with John. I am John and this is my cooking show. Today we're going to be doing something very special. I've never done it before, so we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it's delicious. I will be making homemade fish and chips out of fresh Lingcod, which actually isn't a cod. It's very delicious and I think it'll be a fantastic fish for our fish and chips today. I also have fresh russet potatoes. We'll be cutting those up, making french fries out of them. And I will be using Dan Hernandez Baja style fish batter mix. If you guys don't know who Dan Hernandez is, check him out. He's a really cool guy. He's been fishing for almost his whole life. He's been on TV for almost 30 years. He has Sport Fishing with Dan Hernandez. Tune into it. It's a fantastic show, and this is his fish batter mix. One of the cool things about this fish batter is some of the proceeds from the fish batter goes to his youth foundation, Dan Hernandez Youth Foundation, where he takes inner city kids out and teaches them how to fish at local lakes and out on the ocean, and it's just a really great experience. Gizmo, please don't knock my camera over. But we're going to be using his Baja style mix today. We have some safflower oil, some club soda. You can either use beer, club soda, or water with the Baja mix that Dan provided. I'm going to be using club soda today because he said it actually is just a great way to make the fish and chips. And if you're not old enough to buy beer, which is 21 years of age, you can use the club soda or water, which is just a great substitute for the beer to use for this batter. Today we'll be using a bowl to mix the batter in, a whisk, we have a pan for frying not only the fish but also the french fries, and then a little metal scoop here to get the fish and the fries out of the oil. I'm also going to be preheating the oven at 200 degrees today, and when I get the fries out of the deep fryer, or my pan, excuse me, I will put them on this rack, throw them in the oven at 200 degrees just to keep them warm while I deep fry the fish. This is a relatively simple recipe. Like I said, I've never done it before, so it'll be kind of interesting. I fried fish, I've made french fries, I've just never actually made fish and chips. This is fresh Lingcod that I caught out on the Channel Islands with Channel Island Sport Fishing. Big shout out to them for setting me up on a fishing trip, getting me out there, catching some Lingcod. Very exciting stuff. So without further ado, I think we'll jump right into it today. I also have a cutting board and a knife that I'll be using to chop the potatoes and the fish into strips so I can batter them and deep fry them. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is preheat the oven at 200 degrees. I'm also going to dump my quart of oil into the frying pan. This will be used to fry both the potatoes, french fries, chips, and the fish. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is just wash off my potatoes. I'll be using 2 potatoes today to make about 1.5 servings of french fries. First things first is we're going to slice up our potato into fries. And you want to slice the potato the long way into narrow strips, so you'll end up with something like this. And then of course you can take that and then slice it into french fries. I'm just going to throw those in the pan. You can leave the skin on the potatoes, or you can skin the potatoes. It's totally up to you guys. Just personal preference. I don't mind the skin on there. I think it actually has a little bit of flavor, so I'm going to leave it on there. And just go ahead and keep cutting. You want to try to make all the french fries about the same size and the same thickness, because everything will kind of cook, at the same rate. If you get some too thin and too skinny, they'll cook faster than the other ones, and then you will have inconsistent fries when you're done. So, using 2 potatoes today, russet potatoes. Important to use those. Those are the best, in my opinion, the best tasting potatoes you can get for french fries. And french fries are actually pretty simple to make. You just cut the potato up, and then you fry them up. Alright, we have our bowl of potatoes sliced up. French fries are ready to go. We're just waiting for the oil to heat up, and then we'll go ahead and fry up some chips. And while we're waiting for the oil to heat up, I'm just going to go ahead and mix up my fish batter. Again, this is Dan Hernandez Baja style fish batter. And I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be absolutely delicious. So 1 bag of fish batter and 1 cup of soda water. Oh, that was great. Hey, come on, Thor. Oh man, so I have to wipe up all that stuff that I just sprayed all over the place. I don't know if Nikki played a prank on me or what, but that was great. Alright, so we'll measure out 1 cup of soda water. Again, you can use water, beer, but Dan said, you know, one of the secrets to his Baja style fish batter mix is to use soda water. It'll come out nice and flaky and just absolutely delicious. And to me that sounded absolutely awesome. So take a whisk and go ahead and whisk in the soda water into the fish batter. And you just want to make sure that you get all the clumps out, all the dry powder. Just mix it up really good. Oh man, this stuff smells delicious. I think this is going to be a really, really good meal. Alright, and I whisked this up for, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes at the max. And after you get it all mixed together, you can place it in the fridge for 10 or 15 minutes, and that'll cool it down just a little bit. You bring the temperature of that batter down, and it'll stick to the fish just a little better. And the oil is not quite hot enough, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my fish, and I'm just going to cut it up into strips. You know, it's recommended that you do about 1-inch strips, and you have nice little strips like this, and that'll be the fish stick for the fish and chips, if you will. And you can cut diagonally along the fish to create nice little strips, nice chunks of meat. And you can make them as short or as long as you want. I'm going to do 2 fillets of the Lingcod here. Nice, good sized fillets off the Lingcod. Alright, and 2 fillets is going to be more than enough fish for us to cook up today. I'm going to go ahead and freeze the rest so I can make fish and chips at a later date and time. Now that our oil's hot enough, we want to be careful when we add the potatoes to the hot frying oil. You really don't want to drop them in there too fast because this will splatter everywhere, and it is just, I mean, it's really, really hot. So we're going to just slowly and nice and easy set our potatoes in there, and we're going to let those fry for about 5 minutes, and we're going to take them out, we're going to let them rest, and we're going to throw them back in for about 2 minutes. And again, I'm constantly doing dishes as I'm cooking and frying this stuff because it's important to stay ahead of the game. You don't want all your dishes to pile up and have to do everything when you're done eating. Kind of do it ahead of time and do the dishes as you go, and it just leads to a lot less cleanup time when you're done cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cook, and I'll take them out in a few minutes. So these have been in for about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take them out, and the reason I'm taking them out is just to give them a little bit of a break. It'll let the outside cool down a little bit, the inside will stay warm, and then I'll put them back in for 2 to 3 more minutes just to finish them off. When you take them out, you put them on a plate with paper towels. That allows just the oil to drip off onto the paper towels so it doesn't go all over the plate and get real messy. It's been a couple minutes. The fries are kind of cooled down, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take them. I put them back in the bowl just to make them easier for me to scoop it out. They're still very warm. We're going to go ahead and we're just going to place them back into the oil so they can finish frying for about 3 minutes. And that'll really just crisp up the outside, and it'll leave the inside nice and tender. Now we're going to let those cook for another 3 minutes, and we'll take the fries out, and we're actually going to use the same oil to cook the fish in. And I just want to take a minute to thank you guys for watching my cooking show. It really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning, I have a passion for cooking, and I'm really glad that I can share that passion with you guys. I think the videos will get a lot better as we go. You know, when I started out making fishing videos, the first one, you know, it wasn't the greatest video. There was, you know, a lot of knowledge, a lot of passion, and a lot of great tips for fishing. But I have about 72 episodes of my fishing channel up now, and I've kind of become an expert at shooting my own fishing videos and editing them together and knowing what to say. And my cooking videos will kind of probably have the same path. Over time, when I get 20, 30, 40 videos up, they'll be a lot better, well put together, everything will be really well thought out. But this is very much a learning process for me as I go. I'll get better, and I'll just, I'll get better at making cooking videos the more I do it. So really appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for having patience with me and my videos, and like I said, I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to me, and so far I think the channel is going great. I love it a lot, and I'm just really happy to share my knowledge of cooking with you guys. The fries are coming along great. You can see that they're starting to turn kind of a golden brown, which is the color that we're looking for the nice finished fries. I'm going to wait about another minute, and then I'm going to take them out. And so the fries have been in a total of 9 minutes, and you can see they're really starting to firm up on the outside. They're still nice and squishy in the inside, which to me is a great French fry. So I'm going to take these out. I'm going to let them sit for a few minutes, let all that oil kind of drain out of the fry and onto the paper towel there. And then I'll put them on the rack. I'll salt and pepper them, and then I'll put them in the oven to keep them warm. It's been a couple minutes. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take my French fries. I'm going to put them on this metal rack. That'll just allow for air to get underneath them. They'll dry out a little bit. If there's any grease still left on the fries, it will be able to run off onto the pan. Woo! Some of those are still pretty hot. And I just tried one. It was delicious. Nikki just tried one. She said they were really good. And now that we got them on the pan here, we just take some salt and some pepper. I always make sure which one's which, because the pepper doesn't come out very fast and the salt comes out super fast. And like I said, Nikki and I love pepper, and so we put pepper on almost all of our food. And we don't actually add that much salt to our food, so I'm going to put just a little bit of salt on the fries, but not too much. But you can salt and pepper your fries to taste, whatever you want to do. I'm going to take these, I'm going to throw them in the oven, 200 degrees, and they're just going to sit in there. They're going to stay warm at 200 degrees while I cook up the fish, and we'll have our finished fish and chips ready to eat. Okay, and this is kind of a little bit of a trickier process here. I have my fish strips that I've cut and stripped into here, 1 ounce, 2 ounce strips. I'm going to take them, I'm going to roll them in my fish batter like so, make sure I get a lot of batter on there. Let the excess batter run off a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and just set it in the oil. And it's going to cook pretty quick. And we'll probably do 4 or 5 pieces at a time. And as you can see, it's cooking up very fast on the outside. There will be 1, 2. Oh man, let me tell you what, it smells absolutely delicious. 3. Let the excess run off. 4. And I mean, it depends how big your pan is, as how many pieces you can do. I don't have the biggest pan here, so I'm not going to do a lot, and it takes me a while to get 5 strips in there. So if I do 5 at a time, I know that those 5 are going to cook at the same speed and they'll be done at the same time, versus trying to get 10 in there and keep track of the first 5 and the second 5. Again, you're going to need something to be able to get the fish out of there. Oh man, look at that. That looks delicious. Thank you, Dan Hernandez, for letting me try out your fish batter. I believe it's going to be absolutely delicious. And the fish will cook pretty quick, so you want to keep an eye on it. This is definitely not something that you want to, set and forget, come back in a few minutes, because it'll probably be done and overcooked by the time that you get it out. And we'll just take it out. We'll set it on our paper towel here. And you kind of want to take them out in the same order that you put them in. That just helps, with the consistency of the cooked fish and chips. And let me tell you what, this looks absolutely delicious. All right, so we'll do our next batch here. And one thing you can do too is you can put, a couple different pieces in here. That way, kind of roll it all up, get it all nice and coated. The batter, our club soda batter. Let me tell you what, Dan was right. This club soda just it fluffs up and crisps very well. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a couple small ones in there, 6 and 7. And I'll put a link in the description of the video for Dan Hernandez's fish batter. As you can see, these just came out delicious looking, very, very good. We're gonna go ahead and let those finish up, and then we'll just dig right in. And we go ahead and take them out. And one thing I noticed too is I kind of put a lot in there this time around, and the fish and chips are actually kind of sticking together, which is not a good thing. So you want to be conscious of how much space you have in your pan versus how many pieces of fish that you're actually putting in there. Bam. And that's how you do it, folks. Our fish is fried, our chips are fried. Now it's time to serve it up and see how this tastes. So we'll just take some fish here. A little bit for Nikki. A lot of bit for me. Serve the fish up nice and good. And then we also just serve the fries up on the side of that. Add a little bit of tartar sauce. I have store-bought tartar sauce. Yeah, I could have gone all out and got homemade tartar sauce, but we'll do that in another video sometime when I cook some more fish. And there it is, fish and chips, cooked, plated, ready to serve. And just a quick note here before I get Nikki, the official taste tester, in here. This is a little bit of a messy thing to cook, so your cleanup is going to be somewhat substantial. You're going to have to clean off, you know, the entire stove area and all the pans and pots and stuff like that. And here it is, ready to go. We've got ketchup for the French fries and tartar sauce for the fish. Really, really, really good. And yeah, I cut a couple of these fish sticks in half just to make sure that the middle was done and it was thoroughly cooked through, which it was. Very, very important. You don't want to eat raw fish, raw chicken, raw meat, anything. You want to make sure whatever you cook is always cooked thoroughly through. Here goes nothing.
Alright, I'm gonna try this delicious looking meal John made. These fries are bomb.
Alright.
So good. Dip that in a little tartar sauce. Oh, it's hot.
It is hot.
Instead of that, hot. That is amazeballs.
Really?
Go you, yeah. This could be in a restaurant.
Cool.
You're such a good cook.
Well, you have to say thank you to Dan Hernandez and Channel Island Sport Fishing.
Thank you, Dan Hernandez and Channel Island Sport Fishing.
They provided the fish and the batter. So, cool. Link in the description below where you can find all the information on the internet
Good
trail
job,
there.
guys, with your providence. It's so good.
That makes me feel really good when Nikki likes the food that I make. I made something once and she didn't like it and I was hurt.
Really?
Lemon garlic chicken.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were so... You did act like you were all upset, though.
Well, that's because I was.
But you didn't like it either.
That is really good. That is like something you would buy in a restaurant.
So good.
Oh, Thor just got lucky. I dropped some. Very good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Cooking with John. Homemade fish and chips, fresh out of the ocean. Potatoes, fresh out of the grocery store. And cut up and cooked. And man, I don't know. I thought it was going to be good, but I was not expecting it to be this good. And I'm really looking forward to eating more of this because I have a couple more fillets of Lingcod in the freezer. So, thank you, Dan Hernandez, for the batter. Link in the description below. And thank you, Channel Island Sport Fishing, for taking me out and catching some Lingcod.
And I just saw on the internet that cod is okay while you're a BF mom.
Yeah, well, it's Lingcod, but...